aware of things happening around you, things you're seeing, things you're listening to, things you are feeling, whatever it is, the temperature of the air, it could be your breathing, it could be some sounds you're listening to, whatever you have in your environment, just be fully aware of it. Without judging it, without analyzing it, just accepting it, but just being aware 100%. And also become aware of what's happening in the screen that's in front of you. Coming to the understanding that we are right now doing day 2 of the RajaYoga meditation course. So it's not just a course, but it's a force that we are trying to fill within ourselves. It's not just some learning of something that is limited, but we are actually taking ourselves to a very unlimited space. A way of life is what we're going to do. And so let your mind to know and understand this so that it is with you fully. Detach from the past. Allow things to unfold for the future, but fully be available right now. And so by convincing and communicating like this with your mind, which is also a part of meditation, gently draw your mind to the spot. Let's start with a very open mindset. They say the mind is like a parachute. It is best when it's open. What that means, we are open to learning, to exploring, to discovering. Unless we are open, it's very difficult for us to pick up things that are happening around us. So let's open, observe, and discover the beauty of what is there outside for us to understand. Journey of looking at our thoughts. We saw how we could stand, observe our thoughts, and we can choose what is that we want. And so by doing so, we are trying to gain mastery over our minds. We create an anchor thought. I am resourceful. I have a solution to every problem. Everything that happens around me is beneficial. I am peaceful. I am positive and powerful. Realize that you are far bigger than the problems around you. So these are certain thoughts, anchor ideas that we can create for ourselves that can, in an instant, take us right up to a state of strength and power. Understand the root and the seed of all these thoughts that we create. So when you look into the mirror, what do you see? One of the things we notice is a physical body. We see the eyes, nose, ears. We see the age of the body. We see the color and the texture of the body. That's what we see at one level in the mirror. And is that who I am? And is that the only thing that I am? The answer certainly is no. There's so much happening beyond this costume that we can see through the mirror. What is it that we see, or we probably don't see, but we know exists in addition to the body, that the physical, the tangible, the mundane, beyond that? What else exists? What else exists is the living being that is in this body. There is this being that is thinking, that is making judgments, that is trying to discern right from wrong, that is able to have memories, that's able to go within one moment into the past, one moment in the future. So there is an entity inside of this physical body that has immense potential, energy. And so it's very important for us when we think about who am I, I'm supposed to understand these two elements. Whilst what is visible to the normal eyes is a physical body, but what we can also see and we can feel, we can experience, is that beyond the physical being that I see, there is something more that is living. And why is it important for me to know this? But first of all, before I get there, how do I know, and what is really that substantial evidence to tell me that there is something else beyond this body? It becomes very clear at the time of death. What we notice is when a person dies, we see a physical body there. There's the heart, there's the brain, there's the functions of all those, well, I won't say functions, but there are all those essential organs of the body intact of that particular body. But still the body is not living. There's no feeling, there's no thinking, there's no understanding. All that is missing all of a sudden. What happened suddenly? That's when it becomes very clear that there are two entities. One is that body with all those organs, with the brain, with the heart, everything. But there's also another entity, which is the soul, the spirit, the ruh, the atma, whatever name you want to give. But there is a living entity that has left the temple, which is the body. And the moment that living entity leaves the temple of the body, that body is dead. Body is dead. And we may burn it, we may bury it, we may offer it to the vultures, depending on whatever my background may be. We free that body away. But there is something that continues to exist. That is the soul. And today it's very important for me to understand the distinction between these two. And I'll tell you why. But first of all, let's understand there is these two entities very genuinely existing. One is permanent. One is temporary. One you can see. One you cannot see. One, which is a physical body, is made up of our sense organs, the eyes, the nose, the mouth, the ears. What is the senses of the soul? The soul is made up of three senses, or we call them the faculties of the soul. That's the mind, the intellect, and the sanskars. Where is the soul situated? It's situated in the center of the forehead. So we'll see more about MIS, the mind, intellect, and sanskars as we move forward. But let's look at the location of the body, of the soul in the body. And it's very important for us to be able to visualize, understand what the soul is. So the deeper we understand the self, the better it is. I'll share a story with you. I'm sure we've all heard of Swami Vivekananda, that he would read books. There was a time in school when he would probably read books very fast, faster than all the other people in his class. So if others took probably a month to read a book, he would do it in 1 week. And as he would progress month on month, that 1 week would become a day. So now he's reached a stage where he'd just take a book, it'll take him 1 day and he's finished the book. And they're saying he reached a level where he'd actually take a book and it would probably take him minutes just to flip through those pages. He'll read the first line, the last line, something in the center, and he would actually understand the contents of the book. To that extent, and that sharp was his intellect. However, although he was that intelligent, Swami Vivekananda knew there was something missing in his life. And he said, that is, I've understood and discovered so much across these books, but I don't know one answer to a question that is, who am I? And I really want to discover this. And I want to find somebody who can share and let me know, who am I truly? And so he went knocking door to door from pillar to post, wherever he could go. And nobody was able to give him a proper answer. But then he started meeting people, and all of them started directing him to a certain place. They say, you go to this place, that house, you'll find somebody. And slowly and steadily, he realized that that's this person who was supposed to be his guru. And so he goes and he knocks at the door of this guru outside. He's knocking the door. And so from inside, the guru shouts out and asks, who is that? So Vivekananda is knocking the door and his guru is asking, who is that? And then Vivekananda, very famous by then, very popular. Everybody, the moment he says, I'm Vivekananda, everybody would know that, oh, and they would come and open the door. But when he knocked at the door of his guru and he was asked, who is that? Vivekananda said, well, this is what I have come to discover, Master. I really don't know who I am. And so that is the importance of knowing who I am. We might have amazing intelligence about so many things in this world, but nothing is as valuable as self-discovery. When we understand and know who I am, it opens up doors to things that have so far probably seemed impossible. It's the most magical thing that can ever happen to anybody. Who am I? And that's the reason we need to really understand that we've got to look at not just what is visible to the eye, that everybody knows. I am Prakash Chugani. This is my background. This is my age. This is my religion. This is my nationality. This is how I look. This is the physical possessions that I have. This is the position I have in the company, in the organization. These are the people who are connected with me. These are the places that I belong to. All these things are very easy to know. No big deal. But that's not really who I am, because everything that I just spoke to you about is connected to the body. The body is temporary. The body exists today. It may not exist tomorrow. And therefore, all these identities will cease to be the moment the body ceases. However, I, as a soul, continue to exist, which means that all my life, how many years I live, 60 years, 70, 80, maybe another 1 year, nobody knows, right? The time is not definite. The event is definite. I know there will be a time when I leave the body. I don't know when. But whenever I leave the body, everything that is connected to the body finishes with the body. And so imagine I've lived all my life only working and developing everything connected to the body, and then I leave everything off. So have I really been wise? Have I been prudent? Because true prudence is about knowing who you are and then working towards what you really want for yourself. And so that's why, and I discover that I am a soul. I am this being who is permanent, the living entity situated in the center of the forehead. That's why you put a tilak in the center of the forehead. Many times we say that a small brain is there. Be very careful, don't hit my head. You've heard of heart transplants, and that's very simple to do, right? So sometimes people believe that the soul is in the heart, but hey, we transplant heart else, and are you really that person? So right in the center of the forehead. Many times we say, depends on what is in my nasib, in my bhagya, in my destiny. That is the soul, that permanent one that doesn't cease, but you're carrying the destiny of all the actions you do and perform every birth. And that's what is carried, and this is why it is all stored and recorded. So right in the car, right, you see the driver of the car. Where would the driver sit? It's another thing now today. We have so many driverless cars that are being created in the world. Yeah, and that's the future, and that's a beautiful future. However, it's not automatic where it's driven by a computer. So I'm driving the car. Where would I sit? Would I sit at the back of the car? Would I sit below the car? No, I would sit right in front, where I can actually have the windshield of me. I can hear what is happening. I know where I have to go. Similarly, the soul is right over here. Why? Because the windows of the soul are the eyes. It can see through the eyes. It can listen through the ears, speak through the mouth, smell through the nose. And of course, all the senses connected to the brain, very close. So that's where the soul is sitting. And it's able to connect to everything that's happening around. So, who is doing all the thinking? It is me, the soul, not the body. The body is made up of flesh and bones. It'll cease to exist, but the soul is the one that is a living entity that does all the thinking. So if I want to be a person who's really having these beautiful thoughts, I have to start focusing on the soul, because that's the seed of all thoughts. If the soul, and if you're conscious of a self, that I am the soul, all right, all that you have to do is, now you look at the body, and all of you are looking at me right now. You're looking at the face of this person. You're looking at the body, right? Just twist that a little bit and start seeing the soul that is speaking through this body. You are listening. Who is listening? The soul is listening from the ears. Just turn it around. There's a very different feeling you will have when you start feeling that I am the soul listening to what is being spoken right now. And when I start saying, I am a soul speaking through this body, I'm able to detach myself from the body. In fact, if you want to experience deep silence, or sometimes we say dead silence, it is this detachment. The moment you're able to distinguish the soul from the body, and you're able to disconnect and feel that, I am the soul. And I want you to experience this right now. Experience it. You are the soul. I'm a soul. I'm the soul speaking through this body. You're a soul listening through that body. Shift. And then there's silence, deep silence that starts getting in. So there is a connection between the soul and the body, for sure. We're not saying that just because I understand the difference between the soul and body, I stop taking care of the body. No, I need to take care of the body. I need to look after my body. That's the only place for the soul to exist. If I don't look after this body, then I will stay in the body, but I'm not going to have a very good car to drive, right? So the soul is the driver. It's like the programmer of the computer. So you need to have a good hardware as well. You need to take care of your hardware. All right. So I'm this programmer. And so I take care of the body, but I know that I'm separate from the body. I'm not the body. I can't just take care of the body only, and every action of mine is based on body consciousness. No. So many times what happens is the eyes, which is the body, sees things and gets carried away. The ears, they listen to certain things, gets carried away. The tongue, it looks at certain things around and it gets carried away. And so what happens is the senses start managing the soul. But the truth should be that the soul should take the seat of the king, of the emperor, and it must manage the senses. The soul must dictate what the eyes should see. The soul must dictate what the ears should listen, and the soul must dictate what should I say, right? Because the soul is the one that is the being from where, which is a soul. I am the master, so I must be the one who decides what has to be spoken. But I don't do that many times. I just say things and then I stop myself and say, oh, sorry, I didn't want to say that. I'm very sorry. But I can't take my words back. I already spoke it. So that just shows that The soul has not really taken charge. And very important for the soul to take charge because there are certain characteristics of the soul. Very important. The soul is genuinely peaceful. Those are the inherent qualities of the soul. There are 7 qualities of the soul, 7 qualities. And the moment I become soul conscious, I have access to all these 7 qualities. What are those 7 qualities? A, peaceful. The soul is peaceful. When we say Om Shanti, what I really mean is Om is who am I? I am a soul. The first thing is you need to separate yourself from the body. Om says Aham Atma. Oh, they say that's such an important mantra. Not just to say it, even by saying it, people say that's so powerful. Just by reciting the Om Dhwani, there's a lot of power in it. Imagine if we understand it and then say, Oh. So when I say Om, what am I doing? I'm withdrawing from this physical senses and I'm sitting at the center of my forehead and I'm becoming an embodiment of experience of the soul. When I say Om, I withdraw from the physical senses and I sit on the seat of soul consciousness, becoming the embodiment of the soul. I'm not saying I'm a soul, but I'm becoming conscious that I am the soul. There's a difference, right? Not just saying I'm a soul, but I am the soul. I be the soul. I become soul conscious. Oh, and I remind myself of my quality, my first and most important quality, Shanti, peace. See, why is it important for me to distinguish body from the soul? Because soul, naturally, when you become soul conscious, naturally you're peaceful. It's a nature. You take water, right? Water's natural property, quality, or characteristics is coolness. Anybody who drinks water, they feel cool and their thirst is quenched. They feel very nice and they have a lot of energy. That's the natural quality of the soul. Sorry, of the water. Similarly, natural quality of the soul is peace. Naturally, we are peaceful. If there is certain heat that you put on water, right? You add some heat to the water starts boiling. And that property of coolness for some time temporarily gets lost. You remove the heat, it goes back to the normal state of being cool. Soul also is in a natural state of peace. But when I come into body consciousness, and I start looking at the physical characteristics, I start looking at my position, my possession. Then, because all those things keep on changing and they're all temporary, and immediately I lose my state of peace. And the moment I become conscious of the self as a soul and I realize myself as a peaceful being, immediately I go back to my natural state. Oh. I drop body consciousness. Oh, I am now soul conscious, a being of light, a spiritual being, a soul. Oh, experience it with me. While I'm saying this, I just want you to feel Om, not just to say it, but to become Om. Oh. I am a soul. Shanti, peaceful. That's my quality. So the first quality of the soul is peace. The second quality of the soul is purity. These are the core qualities of the soul, core qualities. So when I say purity, it means we are all clean inside. The original nature of the soul is cleanliness. There is authenticity, genuineness. There is beauty. There's truth in the soul. So purity. Then love is a third core quality. I am a loveful soul, which means I'm caring, I'm compassionate, there's sweetness inside. There's always this feeling of wanting to give everybody. That is me, the being of love. Want to give and give. It seems there's so much love inside us that we can give to the entire world and still we can keep giving. But we have conditioned, because of body consciousness, I've conditioned myself to only give love when I get love. Only give it to people who are. But the real true quality of love that I am is abundant. There is no limit to it at all. And that's the beauty of soul consciousness. Imagine you have a treasure that is unlimited, but I have limited it because of body consciousness. When I get into soul consciousness, I connect with everybody around me as souls. Now you're looking at me as a soul. There's immediately a beautiful energy that can flow. I look at you as a soul. There's a very beautiful energy. As souls, we are brothers and sisters. As bodies, there's so many other things that immediately come into the equation, which is not required, unnecessary waste, negative, all those things stop. So the moment I step into soul consciousness, unlimitedness, unconditional love. So first quality, peace. Second quality, purity. Third quality, love. This is our intrinsic, inherent, natural qualities of the self. I'm not talking about somebody else, please remember. And I'm not just talking about myself. I'm talking about every human soul. That includes you, includes me, includes everyone else. These are our genuine qualities. The third one, happiness. So there's cheerfulness, there's serenity, humor, all these beautiful qualities. Those are my intrinsic qualities. I am a happy soul. That's the fourth one. The fifth one is truth. What is really truth? It's integrity, honesty. There is a lot of state of clarity, lightness inside. That is the aspect of truth. Power. So if I'm soul conscious, there's confidence. There's strength. There is tolerance. I can face anything. I can accommodate anybody. There's a lot of power inside. Now, I remember there was a time when I used to get very scared to stand in front of public and speak. Very scared. And I learned how to go and do a lot of public speaking, but still many times I would not be able to do well. I'd have a lot of, nervousness. But I started learning about the soul, And when I learned about the soul, then I used to apply this when I used to go up and start speaking. And when I go and stand in front of an audience, like could be 100 people, 200 people, 1,000 people, how many of people are in front of me? If I stand there as a body conscious person, Prakash Chugani, who is this title, blah, 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 who they introduce, they normally have a script they read as they introduce you. Then there is nervousness. There's some lack of being full and complete and confident. But when I'm standing in front of everybody, the moment I change this particular consciousness, that body into I'm a soul in the body, in front of my brothers and sisters who are all souls, the moment I shift that consciousness, there's confidence that all those other weak thoughts that I had because of the body finish. Because what happens as a body conscious person, I want something, I want appreciation, I want people to, say yes, yay, wow, all those things I want as a body. And when I become soul conscious, and I stand in front of how many other people are there, and I start looking at them as souls before I start, there's a very different pure energy that comes into me, makes me so strong, and there's so much of confidence. So soul consciousness genuinely is strength and power. That's the quality of the soul, power. Then there's this quality of balance. Balance. This balance really. It's knowledge. There's wisdom inside. There is fairness. I like to treat everybody properly, fairly. There's a state of inner stability. So, these are the 7 innate qualities of the soul. that's the biggest reason why I must be soul conscious as much as I can. That's the seed of all the best in the world. You want to have balance, you want to have purity, you want to have truth, you want to have love, you want to have, you know, confidence and power, and you want to have peace, whatever. And that's what every human soul wants to experience. And what are we doing to experience them? What am I doing to experience peace? I'm trying to change other people. I'm trying to create an environment. I'm trying to have the most beautiful place to live in. I'm trying to have the best of relationships. I'm trying to find the partner who will be able to give me that peace of mind. I'm looking for things outside to give me things to make me feel this way. It is not happening, and we are going from bad to worse because we are not understanding that this is me, my original nature. And even though sometimes we know, say, money can buy you medicines, it can't buy you health. Money can buy you a beautiful bed, but it can't buy you sleep. Money can buy you great books, but it can't buy you wisdom. It can buy you a lot of, it can buy you a vacation in the, it can buy you the most luxurious car, but it cannot buy you happiness. We know all of those things. But that's just a lot of. But truly, if I know that, then why is it still that we are not able to experience peace whenever I want and as much as I want? Why am I still not as happy as I should be? Why am I still slipping into all those negativities and wasteful thoughts, which is not what I want? Because there is a little bit of mixture between who I truly am and what I think about myself. When I understand truly who I am, that I am this being of light, a spiritual being, a soul, and these are my true qualities that's separate from the body, I have full access to everything then. There's absolutely no problem. Now, let me tell you, why is it that we're not able to experience all these beautiful qualities in the world today? Simple answer is body consciousness. Supposing I look at the body consciousness means I am this Prakash is me, and this is my age. Let's just take that one factor of age. If I'm always having in my identity my age, what is happening to me every single day? I'm becoming older and older and older. Okay. So I am having a limited body, right, which is 60, 80, 90 years old. So every time I'm becoming older and older, with every birthday that goes by, I'm obviously nearing my final moment. And so what's going to happen to me as a being? I'm slowly going to go and I'm going to lose motivation, drive. As I become more and more older, I start losing my energy. Why? Because I think everything's over. But when I think of myself as a soul who's eternal, then there's no question of age there. No matter what my age is, I've got to do the best so that I get those brilliant karmas as we move forward in life. Look at physical appearance. If I start looking at myself as a physical appearance, then I may be very beautiful, I may not be very beautiful. If I'm very beautiful, I start comparing myself with others. I can be very egoistic, arrogant. And if I'm not, I start feeling jealous. So what happens? Negative feelings, wasteful thoughts, all these things come inside. If I look at myself as a nationality, I am Indian, I am Pakistani, I am Arab, whatever I am. When I start looking at myself based on the body as my nationality, what is the way I'm going to work with people? I'm constantly going to be comparing, contrasting, and feeling good about, if people talk good about my nationality, people don't talk good, I feel very bad. And all those things happen. So there's a lot of negativity there. I unnecessarily create all these things. Simple example. If I look at myself as a position, what is my position? I am the general manager of the company. Ah, very nice. So now, as a general manager of a company, everybody has to listen to me. But I also have a managing director who's above me, right? So anybody below me, if they make any mistake, I'm the general manager, I start shouting at them, hey, how can you do that? Why? Because I'm the general manager. I start feeling that I have a right over those people. I start shouting at them. So if somebody comes to my cabin and drops a glass of water, I shout at this person because he's my junior. Now, the same thing, the managing director has come to my cabin, drops a glass of water. Don't worry, sir. I'll take care of it. It'll be managed. No, no, no. It's okay. You please do. I'll take care. What happened? Just because now I know somebody's bigger and elder to me, it's a different thing. So it's very important for me to take this process of being soul conscious. The moment I step into body conscious, that's the seed. Body consciousness is the seed of all negativity and waste. Soul consciousness is the seed of all positivity and power. So waste to power instantly, just by changing consciousness. When I'm a soul, even if those are my junior people, I look at myself as a soul, I look at them as a soul, I respect them. I look at myself as a soul, I look at my supervisor, who's the MD, I look at him as a soul or her as a soul. There's true respect on both levels. So I'm not going to be discriminating, and I'm not going to be good to one and bad to the other, because now I'm working and operating from soul consciousness, the seed of all positivity and all power. So that's really about consciousness that we want to understand, and how important it is for us to always keep the switch on. Soul consciousness is a switch. You go and turn the lights on. You have a small button. Press the button, light comes on. Similarly, soul consciousness is just a switch of your awareness. Awareness. Once you become aware of something, wow, it's a very different feeling. Let me do a small experiment with you. You may all be sitting wherever you are sitting right now, but you may be not so aware about how comfortable you are. When I say, listen, can you become a little aware of your comfort, push yourself a little back, sit in a better posture, see how you can make yourself a little more comfortable. You'll change a little few things, you'll shift. Yeah, I feel comfortable now. Okay. So earlier, you were still sitting. You were not even focused on your awareness of whether you're comfortable or not. But the moment I said, are you comfortable? You suddenly became aware. You changed yourself. That's the power of awareness. So we are doing so many things in the world, but we are not aware of, I'm the soul doing those things. And largely because of what I get from the external environment, I become very normally body conscious. You look at any book, you look at any movie, you look at any magazine, everybody is making you more and more body conscious. They're only talking about the body. Nobody is talking about who you truly are. And so we are acquiring a lot of body consciousness from the environment. So unless I stop and become aware of myself from time to time, I cannot be soul conscious, which is why the first thing we learned about what is the meaning of meditation. Meditation is increasing your own self-awareness. Awareness. The key word is in the awareness. I'm speaking to you. If I'm not aware, I become body conscious. If I become aware, oh yes, I'm a soul. I'm talking to a soul. Just a simple change called the awareness, the switch, the button. What is my consciousness? Awareness. What am I conscious? Am I a body? Am I soul? Oh yes, I was just thinking about myself as a body, my age, my this, my that. Hey, no. I'm an eternal soul. The soul is eternal. It never takes birth. It never dies, they say. It's eternal. Wow. What a beautiful thought to carry with you. I am an eternal soul. No more fear of death. No more fear of aging. No more any of those aspects. I am an eternal soul who is peaceful, loving, pure, happy, balanced, truthful, all those wonderful things. What a huge shift. All starts but with your awareness. If you're not aware, then we get into all unwanted stuff. Okay, I want to know if you have any questions. I'm going to stop here and I'm going to ask you for questions. So if you have any questions, can you please put that on the chat box before we go on to a very important aspect? Questions, please, questions. If there are no questions, we will be very happy to go. Okay, we shall proceed if you have. Okay, so can you explain where did the soul come from? Very nice. Good question. Thank you. Any other questions? Shakespeare very nicely said these things, and we can borrow this from him because there's a beautiful connection. He said, we are all actors playing our part on the stage of this world. The world is a stage. We are actors playing our parts, which means that, hey, we do not come from the stage. Obviously, actors don't come from the stage, right? They come from home and they come on the stage and they play their parts. So, where did I come from? I come from a place called the soul world. Whilst my location in the body is here, but my original home is called the land of peace, Shanti Dham, soul world, also called Param Dham. So this body is corporeal, made up of matter. This body is made up of the 5 elements of matter, right? And so this is a corporeal body. The soul is incorporeal, which means the soul is without the body. It's a spiritual light, tiny point of light, spiritual being, the one that is able to feel, the one that is able to think, the one that is communicating through the body, the one that has all these energies of purity and love and happiness. That's what the soul is built up of. And its original quality is of peace. It comes from the land of peace. So there is this place which is called the incorporeal world where all the souls exist, and they come onto the stage in this body and play their roles. This body is like the costume. It's like the vehicle through which the souls communicates. Yeah, we all say we all travelers on this earth for a few days. They say guests on this earth. Home is Paramdham. That's where we come from. All right. So soul's 3 senses. Explain. I got no problem. Oh, you had a net problem about the soul. Usually has 3 things in terms of its senses or the faculty. 1, 2 is the intellect, which is called the buddhi. 3rd is the sanskars. Man, buddhi, sanskar. Sanskars are your personality traits, the memories that you hold, that you carry with you. You know, the person has very nice sanskars, nice behavior, good attitude. These are certain things we have picked up over a period of time. And some people will say they have very bad sanskars. You see how they behave, how they talk, been creating from a long time. It's very difficult to change those, but it's possible to change them. And that's what meditation does. Meditation helps you to change those deep-rooted sanskars. So we're going to come to that tomorrow. And I'm going to give you a beautiful explanation. You know, they say the management information system of the soul, the MIS. And so we're going to talk about that in more detail. Those are the subtle senses of the soul. But what is the senses of the body? We are very clear. The senses of the body are your eyes, nose, mouth, ears, and your feeling, the touch. Okay, great. And we have another beautiful question. That's another very nice question saying, can you please explain how to be soul conscious always? What a beautiful, I like the question because in the question, there is also an aim that is there. I like to be soul conscious always. Why? Because I like to be positive always. I like to be peaceful always. I always want to be confident. I always like to be strong. I like to be truthful. I like to be honest. Always, not just sometime. So can I be soul conscious always? Of course I can be. There are just 2 things you need to do for that. It's Nima. 2 things you got to just do. 1 is make efforts. 2 is practice. Effort and practice. So you've got to make effort in the right direction. What is the effort? Awareness. Keep making yourself aware. Who am I? I'm a soul. Because if I'm not aware, then I get to slip into body consciousness. The moment I lose awareness, I start thinking about my possession, my position, my age, my this, my physical, all those things I get myself into when I'm not aware. So the effort is to become aware of who I am. So you're checking yourself, and you have to constantly do that, practice it. So it'll take some time, but you're building the muscle, internal muscle. It's like anything you want to develop, you have to build that muscle, and it'll take some time. And it'll happen when you keep practicing. Because then you're creating a very new sanskar for yourself. Today, our sanskar is a body consciousness. Over a period of time, I've seen this movie where somebody got angry and they got their job done. Somebody came and said, happiness has to be connected with something that happens, not a natural thing. So then you look at people, they want to give you a party, they want to be happy. They say, why are you happy? I got a promotion. Why are you happy? I passed my exam. Why are you happy? Because so-and-so is coming tomorrow. Why are you happy? Because we got some good news. So now what has happened is if you see how the environment and society is creating, they're making you body conscious, that only if you get something that is physical, that's when you should be happy. So there's a huge amount of reflection, churning, and you have to really change those belief systems that have been very deeply ingrained in us by the society. And nobody is to be blamed for it. Remember, I'm also part of the society. So I got to really start working and make efforts, constantly becoming soul conscious and knowing who I am. I am happy soul, whatever the case may be. I have the power to be happy no matter what is taking place outside. And so that awareness and efforts I have to have, and then I have to constantly practice. And you will see, depending on your inclination, depending on your interest, and depending on the efforts you put, you will be able to reach where you want to reach. Focus. We have to focus. Good. Give me one tip, one day to follow and practice how to be in calm state of mind and in peace in any situation, so we all can follow each day one step. Very nice. Okay, so I can do one thing. We can start that from today itself. If you'd like, Shanmugambai, what we can do is we can create the WhatsApp group today, and every day we can send them a thought. I can send them a voice note of a thought that they can carry with them every day, which will make them feel peaceful, and they can practice that through the day. So for example, today when we learned about I am a being of light, I'm a soul, and then we can actually practice that every day. Every morning you should receive it. If you're in India, before 7 a.m. in the morning. Is that okay, brother?
Yeah. I will send the link just in a couple of minutes.
Yeah. Yes, sir. It's a good idea.
Yeah, so thanks. I think that's a good idea. Yeah, we can hear you, brother. Continue.
Yeah, I will send the link of the WhatsApp group in next 2 minutes so that everyone can join that.
So once you join that group, every morning by 7 a.m. India time, you will receive a thought. It'll be just an audio from me, and it'll have a thought every day that you can carry, which will create that awareness and helps you make that effort to be soul conscious. And believe me, the moment you're soul conscious, you are peaceful. And so we can do that for you. So please, Shanmugam Bhai is going to send you that link. Just put your name on that link, and then we will have that thought sent to you every day. Will that help?
In the chat box, sir? In the same chat box? Now?
Yeah.
Yes, in this chat box. Yes. He's just creating the link now, and he will create it and send it to all of you.
No. Okay, sir. We are waiting. Thank you.
Great. Okay, fantastic. Okay, beautiful. Nice to see the keenness of the group. So let's just sit in a beautiful state of bliss. Bliss is a higher state of happiness. So bliss means You forget the entire body, forget the world, forget everything, forget what time it is, forget where you are in, nothing. All you know is, oh, that is your embodiment. You are soul conscious, sitting in Paramdham. How does Paramdham look? Just a quick one. Paramdham is this beautiful place, this place where there is no physical objects at all in Paramdham. There is no matter. That's why it's called the incorporeal world. This is a material world. That one, it's not an immaterial world. This is material, that is spiritual. Material world, spiritual world. Spiritual world, there's no matter. Spiritual means just silence there. It's an unlimited space, and only people that exist there are souls, points of light. And so whenever you want to experience deep peace, deep silence, just in a moment, just carry your thoughts to that wonderful space. And all you can get to experience there is, oh, 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 I am a soul. And automatically, when you think of I am a soul, automatically there's peace, love, happiness, purity, power, everything. So, please join me. Sit back, take a few deep breaths. Become aware of yourself as a soul, which is you are having this body, you're aware of the body, perfectly good. You're looking out for the body, but you realize that you are bigger, greater, higher than this body. You're the master who's using this body to communicate, to connect. And so I'm the soul who is eternal. And so feel that eternal being sitting just behind their eyes, like a small, tiny, sparkling diamond. Feel yourself now. Feel yourself. I am that diamond. I am the diamond who's the living diamond, who has awareness and consciousness, who's thinking right now, the one who's listening through the ears, the one who's seeing through the eyes. I am soul. Being of light. So just relax yourself now, and all you have to hold in your consciousness is that I am a soul and I'm experiencing peace. I have detached from the body possessions. All I am able to feel is a spiritual diamond. I am the spiritual diamond. Being of peace, a being of light, an eternal being. And so have a lot of happiness and enthusiasm by discovering this whole beautiful aspect about it. Om Shanti. Thank you. Thank you for being with me during the meditation. And we wish you that tomorrow, all you're going to do is be soul conscious. Check to what extent you're able to see yourself as a soul. Awareness, awareness. Keep creating this awareness. Turn the switch on. Usually the switch is off. So the moment you become aware, you have turned the switch on. So am I, aware of myself as a soul? Keep that switch on. And then whenever you have this realization, check yourself and turn on the switch. Become aware. So now you have this link. Yeah, you have a link. Shanmugambai has the second one, not the first one. The first one is YouTube link. Yeah, the second one below. Brother said, please use this updated link. That's what you need to use.
Yes, sir.
I hope everybody can see that. Oh, you already joined.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. 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 Wonderful. Wonderful. So everybody, please take a look at your chat box and you will receive a daily thought. And let us not post anything else, please. We can have that, create that as a culture. We don't post anything else because we have so many WhatsApp groups. We don't want this to be just another group. But this is going to be purely for you to receive the morning thoughts. That's all. Use it just to receive a morning thought, listen to it, and then practice that through the day and be fully peaceful, loveful, and blissful. Anything else?
So thanks a lot, brother, for the wonderful session today. Do anyone have any questions? We can take if you have any questions. If not, we can wind up the session for today. Okay, so I think we're not got any questions. So thanks once again, Prakash Bhai, and thanks everyone for joining. And let's meet again tomorrow. Yeah.